Hello, and welcome to this brief presentation on energy and waveforms, the first in a series of lessons learned based on the true universal, articulate, interdimensional understanding of science, as established by Dr. Ernest L. Norman from the highest spiritual planes of Shambhala, now known as Unarius. We invite you to assess and apply these infinite concepts of cosmic creation in your life, factual teachings for the next millennium, and critical spiritual evolutionary success factors for all souls on this and other worlds. For more information on this and other presentation topics, please visit unariusunited.com. And now, our feature presentation on energy and waveforms. Energy, the motive and force behind everything that surrounds and makes life possible. Without it, cars would not run, rivers would stand still, and starlight would go dim. In short, the universe and all necessary ingredients for life would cease to exist, including us. Still, energy and its underlying impact on the creative content of cosmic intelligence is perhaps the least understood phenomena facing humanity. Energy is life, and so are the creative rules that govern it. Energy is best known by the formula E=mc². However, numerical results and computed trajectories fail to explain its true source. Today's science believes that physical particles contain energy much like batteries store electricity, spawning other forms of energy the moment these particles are put in motion or interact with others. In short, science assumes that particles possess magic powers or tokens classified as electric charge, magnetism, pulsing behaviors, gravity, and several other forces. However, nothing can fully explain why such powers exist, where they came from other than the most controversial Big Bang event, and why these fail to dissipate or expire after interacting with the cosmos for billions of years. In spite of countless quantum and other property-changing events, particles keep inexplicably ticking and bouncing around the cosmos with inexhaustible batteries. Where does the atom get its constant supply of power from? Why do basic atomic particles persist in physical space without cancelling each other out? Why can't energy be destroyed or created, only altered? To better understand energy from a physical perspective, science has classified energy into 16 specific categories. But these observation-based models only describe symptoms rather than cause, and thus fall short of depicting the real source and processes behind why particle properties endure. These symptoms also fail to adequately designate the actual forces behind physical interactions, and much less the true nature of energy. To discover the true origins of energy, we must break down all customary mental barriers instilled by ages of physical perception and our relative interaction with ancillary effects created by energy. We must foremost conceive that there is no such thing as a solid, or emptiness. When seen from a microscopic level, the distance between atoms averages 230 picometers. To put that figure into perspective, if we take the sun to be a proton and looked outward into the heavens, the closest atom would be a tiny speck of light nearly 2 light-years away. In fact, an average of some 38,300 light pulses will fit between atoms. But as we will learn later on, distance, size, and time are all relative effects derived from the interaction of energy as a derivative of those unseen forces that bring physical reality into being. The second concept is that all things in nature are pulsing or vibrating in and out of existence at incredible rates, including atoms and every conceivable physical particle in the universe. Therefore, nothing sits still, and there is no such thing as rest mass. The third concept is that energy displacement and time are relative byproducts of vibrational rates and their relational harmonic interactions that, much as in a musical chord, combine to form a compatible wave structure carried by a lower chord frequency, something likened to a most common denominator of all frequencies involved. It is upon that base rate that all other vibrations relate and give rise to density, nodal wave crests that can be interpreted as distance, and from these you have all other known properties such as speed, time, size, etc. The fourth concept is that there are basic convergent universal particles and forces, patterns that repeat throughout creation. For example, protons, electrons, electromagnetism, gravity, strong and weak forces, specific atomic elements, amino acids constructed from key elements such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen are all universally repeatable patterns. The same holds true for DNA molecular constructs. In other words, convergence is not by happenstance but design based on sympathetic frequency relationships. Musical chords are structured into 12 basic sounds, each set as the inverse 12th root of 2 from each other. In much the same manner, atomic and molecular patterns are established throughout nature, each set at specific multiples and patterns much like musical chords. The final concept is that energy manifests individual instances of infinity that, much as a fractal, create both complex and simple forms of expression. These combine and create ever more finite forms. At the same time, these minuscule forms give rise to solar systems and galaxies. And in much the same way, energy, once set into motion, impacts an entire universe with incredible intelligence and precision. We can conclude that the physical universe is a sort of holographic menagerie created by infinite intelligence, living energy, set on specific frequency relationships and orderly multiples that are not natural to themselves but an established system not of this dimension. That's where our search for energy begins. Vibrations, waveforms, the pulse of creation.